Hi, this is Nathan and Wynn, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the story behind the big question I get all the time. How did I make $4.3 million in 2 years? Just working part-time, selling a product that I have no idea how to use. Right? Sound ridiculous? Well, I'll tell you first why I'm sharing this video. So, I'm doing this video directly for one purpose, because I want to create interest in a school that I just created called Money Smart School that I would love to invite you to have you enroll. So, I want to share with you this. My success isn't that special. Yes, I did make that $1 million, but it wasn't that special because I'm not smart, and in many ways, the fact that I sold products that I didn't even know how to even use, when people actually know how to use it, didn't sell that much, I mean, it should upset them. But what's the secret? What's really behind the secret? Really, there isn't. I just got lucky. Because why? I got coaching. And I had people who've done it, who've walked the path, held my hand, and helped me through it. That's it. I just follow the steps of those who've done it before me and got their mentorship, got their coaching, and that was it. Because, I mean, everything in life, there's somebody else have done it already. So instead of trying to cheat and shortcut, I'd rather do it the right way, honorably, by following somebody who've done it, and then using the tools and systems that's current, and even achieve it faster. But not taking shortcuts. Just doing it faster because of being more effective and using the technologies that it is today. That's it. Because why? Like many, I grew up poor. I was born in Vietnam, in Tay Ninh, Vietnam. I mean, the dirt floors were dirt. My entire house was clay walls. The roof was dried frond leaves, palm trees. So it was truly organic. So for those who've seen pictures of my house, there's a termite mound that was about 2 feet high, 2 feet wide. In America we call pest control. In Vietnam, what we did was actually give it flowers, because in life it's about the meaning we attach to everything. So for us, as we said, all the termites could have chosen any home, but they chose our home. So it must have been good luck. So we actually gave it flowers. Because why? We believe it's going to bring us good luck. And that good luck turned out to be right. Because in 1991, when I was 5 years old, we immigrated to America. That was our good luck after 1 year. And my dad, the reason why we came over to America, because my dad fought with, the United States and became a prisoner of war for close to 10 years. And so my mom and dad's sacrifice allowed me to be here in America. And so for me, I wanted to pay them back. I want to do the best I can to make sure that I deserve their sacrifices. So what I did was, like every other student, get a good education. Study hard, work hard, get good grades, go to a good school, and hopefully one day repay my parents back. But I did the math. It didn't work for me. It couldn't work for me. I'm youngest of 6 kids. My mom had me when she was 42. If I did the math, like today I'm 33, coming 34. If I went to my dad just turned 80. If I did the math, by then, like right now, their health is not great enough for them to travel around the world. But so I want to do it faster. So that's why I say when I'm 18 years old, I want to do something special. It'll be take care of my family. And it was, my mom and dad had a invitation to go to Rome with the Catholic Church. It cost a few $1,000s, but they couldn't go because of the money. And I asked them why. They said, even if I had the money, Nathan, your mom and dad and we wouldn't go because we had to save for you. That's why I said no. They paid the price already. I got to do something special for them and take care of them. Not the other way around. So I was 12 years old. I said, next 6 years I got to do something. And so I realized book smarts isn't going to be the path. And so luckily, when I was 18, I got a scholarship. And these scholarships allowed me to go to USC, a great college. And what was even better than the actual money, the cash scholarship, was the fact that they flew me out to Washington, D.C. to actually meet them, the people behind the money. When I met them, I found out that these billionaires and millionaires were very, very, I guess, human. Because you think they're like super people. They're very human. And I found out not all of them are book smarts. But one thing they all had was money smarts. And when I got back from that trip in DC, I did everything I could to go ahead and get this money smarts. So I followed up, I stayed in contact, I read books, I got mentored, I got trained, I got certified, I got licensed in all the areas of insurance, securities, real estate, and mortgages, and all these different things. But I got the financial education not to become a salesperson. I got it because I wanted to have the money smarts so I can help myself, my family, from bad financial advice. Because why? I think most of the time we learn about finances through salespeople. And we don't have our own fundamental knowledge to know whether that person is telling you the right thing or the wrong thing. Right? So, but fortunately, in my life, I met a lot of great people who did tell me the right things. I got mentored. So for me, it was I took all of the things I learned in finance and I used that not to become a salesperson that using those licenses. What I did was I used my money smarts to start and grow businesses. And active income and also passive income. I even flipped real estate. I was 19, 20. I was flipping houses as I was going to college. And I did all that. And that became the foundation for my story that I'm going to tell you in more detail along this video. How I made the $4.3 million in 2 years. Just working part-time online. Selling products and doing things that I mean. That is the foundation, was understanding the money. And where I got it was the inspiration that, you know what, I don't have to be book smart. Until today, I'm not very, 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 I would say smart. I'll tell you the reason why. Okay? When I graduated kindergarten, it took me 2 years to graduate kindergarten. So, by the time I was 7th grade, I got tested and I was reading and comprehending at a 1st grade level. So if you compare yourself, if you're thinking I'm smart, I'm really not that smart. So, and you would think, Nathan, if you must have struggled in college while you're doing your business. Yes, I did. I barely graduated, but I had to graduate because I'll tell you this. Yes, you've seen stories of billionaires and millionaires making all this money and they dropped out of college. For me, I wanted to prove to myself that I can make millions and still graduate college on time within 4 years. And yes, I barely did it, but I did it so that I could prove it to myself. But actually, my parents wouldn't allow that to happen because I was they sacrificed so much for me to be here to actually have an actual real education. So I did it. I did it, for them, but also to prove it to myself. And now I'm a dad. I have 2 beautiful, amazing, high energy, raw Nathan energy that drives me insane. Beautiful, angels. For parents, you know what I mean, right? I want to set an example that Daddy did go to college and he did finish, and that he finished what he started. And I want to be that example for them. And so I did. And I'll tell you, I struggled through it and I barely made it. But one thing I wanted to do was I didn't want to just be a guy who was just book smart. I wanted to balance and be the practical guy who's money smart, just like the mentors and the advisors and the people that I look up to say, oh my gosh. Because if I'm going to make a difference in my family, if I'm going to make a difference in society, I got to be financially stable, secure. Right? So that's why once I made my first few $1,000s flipping houses and building business online, I called the church. I said, I want my parents on your next trip to Rome. I told my parents about it. It was one of the most emotional moments of my life. But that was the moment that I felt, wow, the power of Money Smarts. And the power of just simply being, ignited. That trip to Washington, D.C., seeing people that are just so normal, but they simply had just Money Smarts and they can do it. And that was it. And so, I know you're smarter. I know that you may have even more advantage than I have. And I believe our community, we're smart people. We're very capable. We are motivated. I believe that we all can grow and start businesses. I know you can grow and start business. You can create more income streams than just the paycheck that most people get. And I know that you may be a person who, I know that this is your time, that you've saved all this money. You have all access to capital. You have funding. You have people believing in you. All you need is just a way for your money to sweat for you instead of you sweating for the money. But the question is, but what do I do, Nathan? How do I do it? Where should I start now? I know I see the 100 yards, but Nathan, each step will get me only 10 yards. So help me walk the 9 yards for me to see. And what's that step? So for me, I'm very honored that I've been able to help so many people, achieve the goals that they have in business and marketing and sales and in college and all these different things. But here's the challenge, though. Time and money. I'll be very frank. The cost to work with me skyrocketed over the years. But I first did it for free. I did consulting for free. I helped people for free. But most of the time, it didn't. People took advantage of that in a way that they cheat themselves out of it. Because when my advice was free, they didn't see any value in it. So they didn't do anything. They had very little results because they didn't see. And then slowly, when one day I said, I want you to pay me something. And that person paid me that something, and they got extraordinary results. And then from there, my rates skyrocketed from a few $100s to now to a few $1,000s per hour with a minimum $5,000 retainer. So in other words, people will have to pay me at least $60,000 to work with me these days. But fundamentally, I want to help people, right? And so I have creatively helped people without charging them, but they still pay something, was to accept invitations to lunches and dinners. they would invite me or invite my wife and have me come. Say, hey, make sure you bring Nathan along. So I'm very happy to receive those invitations, and I do my best to serve because I know that through this lunch and this dinner, the time that they invested with me, I want to make sure I bring something out. So there have been amazing results from that, beyond just the people that have paid me. Again, those that pay me, the reason they continue to pay me is obviously to get paid more results than that, right? So, but as you know, how many lunches and dinners can I have in a day? But for me, now that I'm married, I want to save those times for my family, right? So that's why I've created this school. Actually, it's been inspired by my wife. My wife says, hey, look, I find you most excited and happy when you help people, not the ones that just have a lot of money, right? You get to help people who, because you inspire them, you motivate them, you give them direction, you give them hope, and these are the people that when you help them, you help their entire family, the whole generation. Like she's seen it, she witnessed it. She says, you got to do more of that. She says, why don't you create a school that makes it so affordable for everybody they can win? So we said, you know what? Got it. So I'm going to share with you how I've structured the school that can do it in a way that's affordable for everybody, as if they're taking me out to lunch, right? Just a casual lunch. And through this school, I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to share with you exactly how the story behind how I did the $4.3 million through all the different topics that we talked about. That we're going to teach and share and coach through the school. So the first thing, how I'm structuring the school that I'm super excited to talk about is it's going to have monthly masterclass trainings. Now, these trainings, when people fly me out, they put me in 5-star hotels and they pay me 4 or 5 digits per trainings. And these trainings are, just an hour, 2 hours long. In the school, you're going to get that. Because why? It's in recording. It's in a recording format. You can just watch it and learn it and get the most up-to-date trainings that month. Cool? Right? And guess what? You don't have to pay me all those amount of money. And you're going to get all these trainings up to date. And these are a lot of skills trainings and that we're going to do. Next is weekly. Because now I want that personal interaction. Because I believe in Vietnamese, there's a saying called, in English it's called education, learning, coaching. But in Vietnamese we call it học hỏi, học hành. Hỏi means to ask. Live coaching. So every week, every person that is enrolled in the school gets to send me what they need me to coach them on. And first come, first serve, I'll take them all in and I put them in queue. So I put them in a queue, and every week I'm just going to go straight down and do a live coaching. And during this live coaching, I allow everybody in the school to listen and watch. And it will be recorded, so those who can't listen watch at that live time. Because why? The person that's occurring in the live coaching will get that coaching that they needed. Get that interaction. Get that live interaction that's worth $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. But while everybody else gets to listen in, because you may be at a different place, you may be doing something that they have been thinking about, and we all learn from each other even more by watching these live coaching. So that's what we do weekly. Okay? And then I said, no, I got to do more than that, right? I got to do daily question and answers, because when I first started in my business, I got a lot of questions. Because the more I do, right? Now, han means to do. The more I do, the more questions I have. I said, Nathan, I got the learning. I got the questions, right? Now, I start doing the doing, and then now I got even more questions. Help me. So every day, I'll be going and answering your questions on a daily basis, and I'll get back to your questions within 24 hours. Most likely, I'll do it faster, right? But please, give me at least 24 hours, right? But I'll answer your questions in the timely manner, okay? So that way, you're always not stuck. Because I know you're running, we're working this business, and then something gets stuck, you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Now, I can be there, just as if all my mentors have been there for me. And this is the fourth. And this is the big one. Learn from my private billionaire, millionaire mentors. Because just like, my life was changed meeting them and them becoming my mentors, I would like to be there for you when you need me on a daily, weekly, and monthly. So you can learn, get the knowledge, get the skills, get the training, allow me to interact, work with you live, answer you questions, and you can see other people's questions. You can learn from them too, right? And then I will be bringing my mentors for them to also share with all of us their insight, their wisdom, and what's going on. And, most of these mentors, whenever they go anywhere they speak, it's at least $250,000 to their favorite charity. Here, it would be a great honor for all of us to have them be a part of our school and for you guys to be invited to all be joining with us. Again, this entire Money Smart School is going to be all online, right? Be all online, where it's going to be accessible for everybody to use. Now, the way that works is this. The way that it is structured, it is month to month. It is month to month. So why did I do month to month? So that way you can cancel at any time. And our school allows anybody at any time, anywhere to get the most up to date. Right? So because of that, if you are busy, I know a lot of times, for me, I was going to school full time. So I needed that late night hours to go back. And if I have so I can watch the trainings and I have questions I can send out. And then I want to schedule a time where I can get all these. So that's why the structure is month to month. So you don't have to have any big commitments long term. Everything is just month to month. So you can just go to the school just for 1 month, go out there and kick butt and succeed. Great, all power to you. But if you feel like you can do more, I'll go all the way with you. As long as you're in the school, I'll be all in with you. Okay? So basically, that's the structure. But now, what do we teach? And this is where I'm going to share with you the details of my story of how I built my business. So the first topic and the first area is starting and growing businesses. Of course, right? Money Smart School. The key thing for Money Smarts is how can you create different streams of income? And the way to create different streams of income is to understand how to start and grow businesses. So let me go into detail with that. So with business, this is an overview. I'll be going over a business strategy, how to create the right offers, the marketing, the team, and the tools. And the reason why I want to go over the business strategy, just like going into battle, you may have lost the battle before you've even begun. Because why? Your strategy is wrong. If your strategy is bows and arrows and your competitor is using gunpowder, there's no way you're going to win. You lost. If you're using boats and they're using planes, you've lost. Well, unless there's a geographical competitive advantage. But strategy is key. You win or lose just with this. So for me, when I started my business, the strategy was, how can I leverage online, leverage other people's money, leverage my customers' money, leverage my vendors' terms to make money? And that was simply, back in 2006, when everything was started with online, was drop shipping. Now the word drop shipping is being utilized in many different ways, but often I see it's wrong. Because people talk about drop shipping and they do it on a very small scale. I mean, I did it on a very big scale, so I can see. And over the years, it have changed dramatically. And so if you are not up to date with the strategy of how to do the online business, you lose too. So with that, I'll share with you back when I did it, the strategy was, I had to choose a product back then that people can't really easily find online. No, if you easily find locally, that way they have to go online. So I did World Instruments. That's how I got started, was World Instruments. I sold horn, it was like ram horns, like real horns. And I dropped it from Jerusalem. Can you believe it? I did Jerusalem. So, I created different offers that was very unique niches, because that way my marketing cost is going to be lower, so that way I can have greater upside. The order I got was $55,000. One order, $55,000. So that's why my business grew from 0 to 100,000 in 6 months, 1.2 million in 12 months, and over 3.7 million in 18 months. And that's not all. I looked at every single product as its mini business. Today we call that like specialty stores, or we call that a sales funnel. Everything has to have its own line. But back then it was less competitive. So little strategy already made me, it was much easier. Now it's still easy as long as you have the most cutting edge strategy, right? Because what was new back then, there's new things now that you can use, right? And that's all goes down to the tools. There's even better tools now that makes all this even better. So it has to support all this. Then now we're going to talk about teams. Teams, again, I was going to school full time. I had to figure out quickly how to hire people. I have to local people and outsource people. So that way my business can be working 24/7. So I had to hire. So I remember back then it was called Elance. Now it's Upwork. Now we have Fiverr. And there's so many different things. But how to correctly source and find teams and build teams. And then locally, how do I set up how do I interview all the... So in the school, we'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about teams and the structure for all that, and then how to pay for them, and et cetera, and recruit. We'll talk about that later. But basically all this will be covered. But when I first started, this was what separated me from everybody else. And the great thing about this was every step of the way, I was calling my mentor. I was asking them questions. And I was asking them questions. They were answering me, so I didn't feel stuck. So when I had that motivation, I had that drive, somebody kept me going. Somebody kept me, inspired. And you know what? My own mind no longer became my own enemy. Because why? When things get hard, my mind gave me a lot of excuses to just, Nathan, it's not right for you. You're too young, blah, blah, blah. But with a mentor and a coach and a structure that I always felt that I can have somebody to fall back on, kept me going. And that's what I believe was the big secret behind everything I've done. It was because of that. So I want to share that with. So now, next. Where was that? Okay, here we go. So number 2. Marketing and sales. So marketing and sales, of all the Forbes had an article that talks about what's the one skill and one knowledge that create most of the money for billionaires? Marketing and sales skills. That's it. But it makes sense, right? Because if you can't sell and you can't market, how can you ever generate money? So our school will have a huge emphasis on getting this. Because a lot of people have great products, great ideas. They don't know how to get it to market. They don't know how to do the sales. So this is something that I'll go into detail right now. Talk about and how I did it, how I structured it. So again, what's the marketing strategy? Everything starts with strategy first. The business strategy now. Here's the marketing strategy. My marketing strategy was purely online. All marketing strategy, all online. What's the number? How much should I afford? What should I budget? When should I be doing the marketing? When should I be doing the marketing that will be most effective for me? Who should I target? What would be the sales pitch? What's the landing page? What should be the image? What should be the text? What should be all that? What tools and systems should I do for the marketing that would automate everything, systematize everything? So, marketing strategy. What was my marketing strategy? It was using pay per click. I pay for every click. In other words, I bought traffic. A lot of people think that you open up a website and money can come in like an ATM. Yes, it can become an ATM if you do this. You know the number. You know your customer. Every customer that comes in is equal to, let's say, $50. But the marketing only cost you $30 to buy that customer. So let me ask you this. If you take $30 to buy a customer that will make you $50, how much money would you want to spend on buying customers? $30? $50. $30? $50. That's like money in, little money in, a lot of money out. Little money in. You would put everything and you would make a lot of money. Right? It's just like $1 in, $2 out. $1 in, $2 out. I mean, it's great. So basic strategy was pay-per-click. And again, now every product, everything, there's a place for how these numbers should work. But you got to figure out that number. And you got to understand the timing of it. What time during the year? What time during the month? What time during the day should I maximize the ROI so the numbers fit the strategy so it becomes truly an ATM for me? And who should I target my sales pitch to or presentation to that will actually hit me those numbers? And then finally, what tools and systems that can automate, make me effective, and generate the right numbers for me. So all of these was allowing me. So I made that $4.3 million through what? I bought a lot of Google ads and bought a lot of Yahoo ads that targeted very specific people that wanted specific instruments, like that horn, right? Very unique. Or that guzheng, right? Or that that tabla. See, all these instruments are like, what are you talking about, Nathan? I said, yeah. Because you're not my target, so you wouldn't need to know, right? And these days, yeah. You only want people to know what you're selling if you know that they're the right person who should know about it. So that way you don't waste time and money, right? So, again, our school will go very deep into all this, and when you have questions relating to this, game on, right? That's when the coaching starts. That's when the daily questions go. And that's when we really get the results, right? We get it going. All right. So I'm excited. I'm excited, as you can see. All right. Next. The third thing we focus on in the school is the business of personal finance. Now, this is, I believe, a lot. The reason why most businesses fail is because of poor finance. And why most people struggle is because they have bad personal finance. And I'll talk to you about that in detail here. So, when it comes to business, right, you need to understand revenue models. Most business owners, they want to do, and they don't understand how to look at numbers. They don't understand, okay, my product and service should generate these type of reporting numbers. We call it financials. But I call this basically a revenue model. Every product or service is a one stream of income. It should be a separate strategy for each product because it's a revenue stream, a revenue model. And based on what revenue model, you got to have a separate type of capitalization. So, for example, for mine was drop shipping. In other words, I'm taking customers' credit cards or debit cards or whatever money up front. Then I would spend it on buying the product. Then the vendors would then ship it to the customer. So I have no limit because I'm using customers' money. But I also understand, I have to understand the numbers called the CAC, customer acquisition cost. How much would it cost me to buy that customer? And if the marketing cost is too much or too low, I need to capitalize it. I need to front load that marketing. Or if I need to buy things in bulk so I can increase my margins, or if I need to do private labeling, which is a little bit step beyond the drop shipping now, I need a little more capitalization. Reporting. If you can't measure, you can't manage. People don't have the proper reporting. So they can't measure. They can't measure. They can't manage. They make bad decisions. So with here, oh my gosh, my mentors, my coaches, all beat me up because I was not very good with this. I had to learn. And it was tough because, again, I'm very good with math, but this type of thinking, this type of details, the way it changed everything for me. The proper capitalization, I believe, and you will see and you study, most businesses don't go out of business. They grow out of business. They grow too fast and without the money to support it. They expand too far that they can't even, hold it together financially. Once you understand the business finance, you understand how to properly manage to grow it, to scale it, and understand the proper funding for it. Because a lot of people, most business entrepreneurs, they have good ideas, but they're like, but where do I get the money for it? We, as a school, will teach you where to get all the capital you need. The free money, then the borrowed money, then the leveraged money, and then you can also get, other type of venture money will go on. But yeah, so this is just a quick overview, and then this is what I want to spend, Me Inc. The personal finance, right? If people just think about money as if, right now people study finance, study accounting in school and get degrees. They're doing financing for other people and accounting other people's money, not theirs. But shouldn't you learn money so that way you can manage your money, grow your money, create streams of income for your money, build assets for you, build wealth for you, not just for other people? Don't do accounting for other people's money only. Do account for your money. So Me Inc. See yourselves as a business. This is where I will give you and teach you everything I know about finance, about money, like I share with you. For that way you can make the right financial decision, not for your business, but your own personal lives. Protect you from salespeople who capitalize on your ignorance. Sorry to say, but yes, there are many great people out there, or salespeople, that are very honest and ethical, but there are those who are not. And they will capitalize on your ignorance if you don't know how to protect yourself. And that, I believe, is where you will make and save a lot of money just from protecting yourself from bad advice and from scams. I know a lot of people lose a lot of their life savings because of a scam, thinking something that does, because they can't analyze business, they can't analyze numbers, they can't analyze, it's crazy. It's just crazy. So, this is something that I'm very passionate about. So if you have a personal question regarding personal finance and I'm all in. Let's make it happen. If you have questions that are like, hey, somebody's asked me to do this and do that, buy this, buy that, I'm confused, all in. Let's make it happen. Let's protect you. Let's do that. Asset protection, all this. College, how to find money for college. I do that. I'm also a certified college funding specialist for helping parents who do for colleges. Because you know how I share with you the way this structured the school is? It's month to month. So there's certain months that you should be doing the FAFSA, the CSS profile for different colleges. People will charge you many $1,000s to do all that. And this is all included for you. All included. Times for tax. We'll talk about tax. Times for again, this school will educate you on everything. Obviously, whatever we do is under the thought process of I'll be very direct, honest, in the interest of just educating you. Whatever you do it with the proper education, and then you work with the whoever is licensed professional that you work with, whether it's law, accounting, tax, or whatever the case may be. Then you work with them. But you'll be armed with questions. You'll be armed with knowledge to maximize them. Okay? All right. Let's go back to the next one. Yep. So, no longer people leading you. You will lead the professionals because you now have knowledge as well. Fourth, management and leadership. All great businesses comes down to people. I asked one of my, great mentors, and I would say, I don't want to say well any one of them because I think all of them would agree. People. People is the magic behind making everything work. There's a story. The CEO of Wells Fargo, way back in the 1980s, it was during the tough time. He says, "Hey, what should I do?" He says, "I don't know. The first thing I do is I want to focus on finding the right people. Once I have the right people on the bus, then the right people will figure out where to go." All about people. So we'll talk about this. And this is structure. Ooh, here it is. It's all about people. Once you have people on the right bus, then you figure out, then the right people will then go ahead and tell you where to go, help you where to go. Because notice, and then we'll talk about hiring and recruiting, training and coaching and retaining. Notice I never said the word motivating. Because if you have the right people, they're self-motivated. How to find the right people, how to build teams, that's the key. You want big success, have great people around you. Hire, how to filter. Most businesses that are for sale, like I go and I look for businesses, the reason why they're selling because they have bad people. They don't recruit good people. They don't retain the good people because why? Once good people hit a certain level and they realize that their owner is not, it's a ceiling for them. Just imagine, if you are holding your people back, they will have to find another place to go, right? So if you want to grow, you want to retain great people, you got to first become great. That was one of the first things I had to learn. As I said, I want to hire great people, so I had to get better people. So in management and leadership, I remember. I'll tell you a quick story. It was my senior year. And I was in class, my entrepreneurship class, and there was a guest speaker. His name, Mr. Pavia. And at that time, he was 34 years old, and he was doing $350 million. I came up to him afterwards. I only had one question. I said, "Hey, you must be lonely. I'm only 1%. Like I'm only three and something million. You're doing 300 something million. Who do you relate to? Who do you talk to? Like, how do you get that support mentally, emotionally, get your questions answered that are young, right?" And he said, "Oh, I'm not lonely, Nathan." I'm like, "You mean you're not lonely?" I'm not. He says, "No, there's an organization." And that organization is we know as YEO. It's Entrepreneurs Organization. That's the sister YPO, President's Organization, and WPO, all that. And it's $7,500 a year, and you meet like once a month. And so for me, that was the best investment I did, because from there I learned about management and leadership. Because when I joined the organization, I met with everybody. I realized, wow, everybody was focusing on, a lot of it was management and leadership. And then, to the point, they all had a consultant. So I ended up hiring a consultant that they recommended, and he was $1,000 an hour. Wow. But you know what? I was committed to my personal development. I said, let's do it. 5 hours a month. Let's do it. And I worked with him for 2 years. Best investment ever. And I've learned so much from him. And so, because, my mentors were there, but I needed somebody who was on the ground with me daily, weekly, monthly. That can help, because he allowed me to, email him questions and all that fun stuff. And so I look back, I said, wow, that was my competitive advantage. That was my secret sauce. I had all these great people advising me, mentoring me, and I also had a coach. Yeah, he was expensive, but in reality, it was very cheap compared to what he allowed me to make, right? So that's what I wanted to become. That's what I want to do to help you. And so that is the fourth area. And like anything, our school is going to evolve to become greater and become more in depth as the students enroll. So how does enrollment work? It's going to be month to month, so you can cancel any time. And when you enroll today, immediately you can get answers to your questions right away. You can submit questions, and I will start answering them, right? And again, 24 hours, but most I would do it faster, and then you'll be able to see other people's questions and answers. Get access to also recordings, trainings, and you'll be able to participate in the next live coaching and training, right? Awesome. So, and then also each month, the first week of each month, I will be sending you all the materials for that month. Again, every month is going to be different and new and up to date. So I'll be sending you things, and it's going to be very high trust, because these things, a lot of my private clients get these things, and they pay me thousands of dollars for. Obviously, you're not paying that, but you're going to get all that, and I'll send that to you. So if you join and it's not the first of the month, you know that by the first of the next, you'll get all that, but you will still get the benefits of all the weekly and the daily and all that moving forward. So you want to join as soon as possible. But now, I also want you to know that every single month, we're also going to be looking for new challenges, new opportunities for growth. So for me I want you to really think, how can you bring on the challenge to me, okay? Bring on the challenge to me. And then we can grow together as a school. As a school, we can grow on a daily and weekly and monthly. All right, so now what's the cost, right? Everybody wants to think about, okay, so Nathan, what's going to be my investment here? So what's the cost? Now, you and we can agree. This should be expensive. It should be, right? I mean, I charge private clients $60,000 a year to get this type of coaching. So this should be expensive. But again, I'm doing this because I want to level the playing field for everybody. I want everybody who has a dream and a passion, just like when I got started, I just want somebody just to believe in me, coach me. And just like everybody says, hey, if you believe and want somebody, take them out to lunch. Take them out to lunch, Nathan. Take them out to lunch. And make sure you pay for that lunch. That was somebody told you. And that's what I did. Every day I try to ask for somebody to go out to lunch. And so I said, you know what? How much would that be? So if I asked everybody out to lunch, it was like $10. It was, So for me now, I said $297. Yes, $297 only. It's about $10 a day in lunch. That's it, right? So it's almost as if you are picking my brain every day, right, at the cost of just a lunch. Right? That's it. Just as if, like, that was the advice I received growing up was, hey, try to ask somebody that you can learn something and take them out to lunch. Every day do that and watch how you will grow and succeed. So that's the price. Month to month, only $297. And you can cancel anytime. And look, for me, I'll be direct. Success isn't easy, nor will it be quick. All I can do is encourage you to get started. Because for me is how much time I wasted waiting for the right time. Because it never is the right time. Things only get more complicated. Things get only busier. Now, I'm married, I have 2 kids. It only gets more busy. And it's just like waiting for luck. Luck doesn't happen. So I need to make it my time. I need to create my own luck. Don't wait for it. I got to create my own luck. And once I made that commitment, magic happens. Magic happens. And so, I believe that we all can control our life. Now it's your time. Now for me, I believe in myself, and if I see and I hope that if you believe in you, and you still believe in your dreams, and you believe that maybe, just maybe, I and this school, Money Smart School, can help you, it would be my honor to be part of your success. And I want you to hold me accountable. I want you to challenge me, because I will guarantee it. When I was going to college and can you imagine if college guarantees that you go to college for career success, and if you don't have career success, you get your money back? Wouldn't that be amazing? I've always wondered that. So this is going to be the school that I've created. It's going to be like that. I guarantee it. If you don't get the value from your investment, I'll get all your money back. So there's nothing for you to lose. Challenge me. Take me on. Ask me some tough questions. Enroll in the school. What? It's only $297, right? Get live coaching. Get the classes. Learn everything. And tell me if it's not, I'll get your money back. At the end of the day, look, if this school in that month, if all it did, I'm just saying, if all this school did was give you maybe one idea, one direction, one strategy, one model, one knowledge, one source, one tool, one contact, one skill, one news of something happening, one something that will make you just click. Create you a business. Save you money from a bad advice. Protect your money. Get money for college for your kids or a business startup. Fix your marketing. Right? See where money that you didn't see before that's on the table, you can claim it. I mean, just one of that. Wouldn't it be worth it? Would we worth $297? Just that lunch, right? So, I honor you to watch all this video and learn. And again, my story is just one of many that's out there. And it's just all fundamentals. And I believe, if you ask anybody, we all succeeded because we had people who've done it before and wanted to share and help. I'm so happy that it was inspired by my wife, who said, hey, you got to do help and do this structure where everybody learns. This way everybody can make it affordable for everybody. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to challenge me with these daily included questions with these trainings. And I believe that we could create employment for society. Because that's what my dad says. He challenged me, create employment. If you want to help the world, help society, create employment for people. Be an entrepreneur. And for me, when I see so many businesses are struggling and closing down and not expanding, I said, man, if I can help them save their business, I help other people build businesses, and we all create employment together, help society. Because if I help more people become successful, they can help their family, their generation, and change the direction. because I've also done volunteering. I volunteered where it's called, dumpster families. And what's the most saddest part about dumpster families? I see multiple generations because nobody in that lineage said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to stand up and change because I'm not aware. And you know what? Because I can't blame because they're not aware. So I'm going to do everything in my power, use all of my resources and all of my network to help you, and we're going to succeed together. So I honor you, and I look forward to personally working with you, and let's build success together. Thank you.